In this video today, I want to show you the exact blueprint to go from a 0 to 100K or 200K, even 1 million on TikTok Shop utilizing the TikTok Shop affiliate program. So I'm going to do a deep dive and give you the step-by-step exact playbook that is allowing our clients and also many different successful sellers being able to scale their affiliate program successfully and efficiently. So before we jump right into the blueprint and show you the step-by-step, wanted to quickly introduce myself. So my name is Jackie. I run an TikTok Shop agency where we primarily focusing on helping 8 to 9 figure brands to become category leaders on TikTok Shop and in the social commerce space today. So without further ado, let's jump straight into this deep dive on the affiliate playbook that is being used by 7 and 8 figure sellers on TikTok Shop. So the very first place that we all start from is the affiliate center. Regardless if you have an existing network of creators or you're relying on a marketplace to source or find your own creators, this is still, I think, by far the most reliable and the most important access portal that you should be utilizing as a seller on TikTok Shop. And plus, it's free, right? Once you register a shop, you will have access to the affiliate center where there are over 2 million creators today exist on TikTok Shop as the affiliate that is at your fingertips to access. So again, start from the affiliate center. That is where we start from our agency for all brands. And that's essentially where majority of the sellers will start with. And because due to the size of how big this creator database and network is sitting on top of TikTok, the very go-to and most common practice now for most sellers is utilize a bot, some sort of at-scale outreach system or mechanism to send these first outbound message to these creators. And there is really no counter argument at this point when it comes to not using a bot, because we have just seen a drastic efficiency improvement and also just hear from other sellers. At this point, it's a no-brainer that you should just be utilizing a bot right at the get-go. So all this is essentially to help you kind of like reach scale as fast as possible, because TikTok is a very different platform where content quantity trumps content quality in the beginning. So let me say that one more time. You need volume. You absolutely need volume in the beginning to create any meaningful revenue or sales. And knowing most brands come from a more meta-focused or traditional performance marketing focused channels, this is one of the gaps that we have just seen most sellers need to close. And this is why I'm iterating this again, which is you just need to get to volume in the beginning. And the key here is by utilizing a tool such as a bot. So there are obviously a lot of different types of bots on the market today. And if you simply search TikTok Shop outreach bot or TikTok Shop affiliate outreach bot on Google, you will be able to see a number of selections and options. So I'm not going to specifically recommend or highlight one specific ones. As long as you feel like that bot could work for you, virtually all of them kind of all do the same thing. Okay, so that is step one, right? So step one is get access to affiliate center, start running a bot campaign, and now you're starting to see creators come in, right? Started to see creators get interested in your products. They start to request samples. Then what's next? So this is where step 2 come in, right? Essentially, you want to look at all the affiliates who have requested your products, and regardless if you just want to blast out numbers, just wanted to do volume in the beginning without really putting any guardrails around who you're sending the products to, or you want to narrow the scope of who you're seeding the products to, regardless how you're approaching sampling, fundamentally, you got all these creators, right, who saw your message, who maybe saw your invite, and are now interested in working with you. Then essentially at this stage, you want to do 2 different things. So first is still use the bot. So many of the bots today now allow you to send also automated email or message campaigns even after the first outreach message, right? So you want to set up some of those CRM campaigns that allow you to send briefs plus product infos or maybe something about the brand to these creators who you have accepted sample requests from and the creators who are interested in working with you. Because you need to assume all these creators are getting hit up by hundreds, if not thousands of sellers every day or every week. They will not have the time to research who you are unless you are Nike, right, of the world. So you always need to assume the creator, the affiliate knows nothing. They absolutely knows nothing about your product. So what you then need to do is as bare minimum, you have the responsibility to introduce, at least to give these creators some basic information about the products, about your brand, and about any additional things they should know about, specifically any promotions, right? Let's say if you are a brand new seller on TikTok Shop and you wanted to run this opening the store, right? Like new to the platform sort of promos or sales. So absolutely put that in the message. You need to let the creators know this is special, this is time limited, and you will not be able to get this discount or promos anywhere else. So you need to put those details in this automated send message. And again, utilize a bot to do that. In the past, we were doing this manually, and that just was very time consuming, labor intensive. And now since most bots do provide this functionality where you can do CRM campaigns, you should absolutely send the product infos using a bot, because essentially you are sending it to everyone, right? There's no segmentations that are involved in this process yet. And in addition, you also want to send manual messages follow up to this first bot message that you sent after accepting the samples, because you still want to add that layer of personality, right? Personalized message to the engagement. At least that's my philosophy, my point of view, which is the key challenge and the key thing every seller needs to balance is how do you scale your affiliate program with automation and also with automation and personalization, right? So those are the two key levers. And again, right, you just got started, and this is step 2, where now you look at all your creators, right? Literally every single creator you have seeded the product to. And the goal here essentially is you wanted to get as many videos as possible. So let's quickly go back to the 2 message flows here, right? The reason we are sending the product info, the brand info, the promo info, and also continue to engage with these creators, regardless, if they are not super on brand, quote unquote, if they don't feel like they are the best creators, it doesn't matter yet at this stage. You just need to get as much content as possible on the platform. And the only way that you can do that is by accepting the samples requests from creators, send them the products, and hopefully you can get as many videos from each individual one of them. Another way to think about this is, let's assume, right, how much you need to pay for a video today. Let's say that's not for TikTok Shop alone, for UGC or for some type of like a meta ads. I would say it's almost going to be $50 to $100, right? And let's calculate your sample cost. How much does it take you to see one sample? So bare minimum, you should be breaking even, right? If let's say it costs you $20 or $30 to send a sample, bare minimum, you should get one video, because market rate today for one UGC or one typical creator video will be probably $50 or $100. So one video will already help you break even on that content. Again, you can argue, oh, the content I pay for will be more high quality and whatnot. So that is why, because you are exchanging a free content with a sample, you wanted to max out that ROI by getting as many videos as possible, because the quality probably isn't really there and you don't really have the control over the quality. So you really need to max out the quantity at this stage. So now we just went over step 2. Let's go into step 3. So remember, the goal is getting as many videos as possible, right? So basically what should be happening now is creators are making videos, right? Some of them are making more than one video. And the metric you should be really aiming for is 80% of all creators that you have seeded the products to are making more than one video. So 80%, right? So obviously at this stage, then you got 80% of your creators who have made more than one video, but no sales yet, right? At this point. So especially this is very common to new sellers where, okay, no sales yet, but we have done a perfect and tremendous job getting these creators excited, get them psyched about the products. Many of them have now made more than one video. What to do next? Again, 2 steps, right? First is still utilize the automated message flow. Use the bot. Because now most of these bots have segments where, hey, if the creator have posted a video, you should create an automated campaign where it sends them a thank you message. Remember, right? This is like a relationship where you guys still don't quite know each other yet, right? This creator just got your product. They maybe made 1 or 2 videos, but they still don't really know that much about your product yet. So, and probably don't know about you as a person or as a team or as a brand. So what you can do is create as many touch points as possible at this point. So when a creator voluntarily, right, made 2 videos, you should send them a thank you message because they don't need to do that, right? That was not something that is required. So send the thank you message using the bot, and then again, layer that with a manual message flow that just to kind of like give them some feedback, help them understand, okay, what is the missing link here? Why haven't they generated sales yet? So maybe there's something about the content, maybe something about the way that they're showcasing the product, or maybe the hook is not strong enough, right? There are many different variables here, and the best you need to do is to give these more detailed and personalized suggestions and feedback for these creators. And also don't forget, share any performing videos. If you already have a video that is doing pretty well in ads or organically, this is the perfect time to share that winning video. And you can technically do this sharing performing video part also in the automated campaign stage as well. So again, let's quickly highlight the goal of this step is you need to help nurture and you need to help educate these committed creators to see success as quickly as possible. So the challenge, right, when it comes to managing these affiliates is there is an expiration date, meaning these creators will lose interest eventually if they don't see success. Especially for creators who have made 2 or even more videos, their expectation is, I'm gonna start making money. I'm gonna start seeing success. And if they are not, and if you're not engaged, if you're not telling them or showing them how to go to that success, majority of these creators will drop off very, very fast. So remember I said you need to retain 80% of all the creators that you have seeded products to make more than 1 video. At this stage, a key metric you need to be looking at is, okay, how many of these creators who have made more than 2 or 3 videos are finally start to see success, with our product, with our brand. And the missing link here is education. Some of these creators, they just need to know a little bit more about the product. Maybe they just didn't share anything about the promos, right? And what we have seen, the most effective way to help these creators increase conversions is they made 3 videos. None of them talked about anything about the price point, promos, or the sales. But if we tell them, hey, there is a discount, there is a promotion going on, share this, be sure to mention this in your next video, many sellers, many creators will all of a sudden, and some creators all of a sudden will start to see success. So key here is you need to help these committed creators who will not be, you need to help these committed creators currently today to see success as quickly as possible. Okay, so this is step 3, right? Nurture, educate. Now, we talked about the goal is help as many creators to see success as possible. Cool. So now we get into this group of creators who have then made sales, right? Who have made sales, who have made a few products, who have made a few videos by now. So you need to ideally aiming to get 30% of all these folks who have made more than one video, and you have nurtured and educated to be graduated into this category. And at this stage number 4, there are again two, actually now it's only gonna all about the manual process now. And let me tell you why. Because now these creators have officially then see success with you, right? Regardless if they're making only $1, $2, or $100, that is money. And that to them is a lot, right? To many creators, this is meaningful. And now internally in their mind, your brand is now ranked pretty top of their priority list, because hey, I finally started to see success with this brand. And remember, you were engaging, you were educating them, you were giving them examples and stuff. So they probably feel very grateful. They are, oh wow, this is a great brand that really helped me see success. Then what you then need to do right away is to recognize that win, right? To share that excitement with the creator and tell them, hey, this is awesome. You have now officially generated GMV with us. You have now officially seen success. We want to send you this personalized congrats message. So that's the menu piece, right? This is the personalization piece comes from, because creators are people at the end of the day. They just want to see themselves be successful as much as you are. So you want to help them recognize that. And then what are other things that you want to be doing? Give them incentives, right? So this is typically how we do this, is once we see a creator show potential in success and in sales, we will give them a special creator promo code. More than anything, like I mentioned, promotions is the number one reason most of these creators will be able to see success. So if you can give them a special discount code, that will be huge for them, because that just means their conversion is going to go up. They're probably going to make a few $100s more. So that's number one thing we do. And second is we offer other products for them to promote, right? So let's say the hero product number 1, that is starting to see success with them. Hey, do you want to sell them should you send them a different hero product? Or do you want to send them a second most popular product to them? So help them to start build and diversify the revenue stream, right? Within your brand, within this umbrella of what they are working on with you. So give incentives is huge. This is like one of those things where that just gonna get these creators be even more bought in to what they want to do with you. So again, stage number 4, the goal here is recognize their wins, send them personalized message, build that rapport, and start to think about loyalty, right? Again, at this stage of TikTok Shop, many sellers do already have seen some success with brands and with products. You know, it's not enough if they just see success with you, and you cannot assume that they're gonna continue to make content for you. They will not. The only way they will be able to start to build that rapport with you is what I mentioned here, right? So please do this, because this will really tremendously help with your retention and loyalty of your affiliate program today. All right, cool. So at this stage, you know, now you probably are starting to see some slivers of success with your TikTok shop, specifically with affiliates. Let's move on to the next stage. And here again, goal is retain 20% of all these creators who have made sales to kind of narrow down into, okay, essentially look at, out of all these creators, this group of creators who have made GMV, who are the ones that are very niche focused, are specifically niche down into this category or this product category that you are in, and are start to generate consistent sales. Because what we have learned is, just like products, just like sellers, right? Sellers are all categorized into different verticals. Creators are the same. Creator accounts, affiliate accounts are categorized into verticals now. So like, I'm sure if you're a seller that has gone into Affiliate Center and look at Find Creator tab, and there is a filter called category, right? You are able to sift through the categories, and most of the time you will be looking at relevant categories. And creators are so, and the reason why that filter exists is because TikTok algorithm are now categorizing creators' content. So this is also why it's important to also have this understanding of, out of all the affiliates that have started to generate commission and revenue, who are the ones that are actually very relevant niche down to the specific category. And the way that you wanted to, so after you identify this group of creators, what you want to do is, this is essentially the biggest, the foundations of the community, or this group of cohort of key creators that you wanted to build, right? So manually message these creators to invite them to collaborate more closely on content, or even offer them any paid opportunities. Because the goal here is, we are officially kind of getting these creators buy-in on the brand, on this channel, on going on this journey together. And again, you at this point need to invite them to a collaborative community. This is a stage where it kind of like delineates all the things that you have done before. That's like probably in the backend messaging, on email, one-off things. Now we are essentially moving into this community, this setup where they're all the creators finally are seeing each other, right? All this work we have done are coming together. All these creators, we're going to finally see, oh, these are the creators who are just like myself, who are very niche focused, who are doing successful job for this brand, for this product. So I call this stage 5 again, where it's all about relevant niche, high quality creators that have generated sales. And now the goal here is, you want to elevate all these very niche focused creators to become your brand partners and ambassadors, right? Because similar to what your goal is, you want to be the category leader on TikTok Shop. These creators probably also want to be the category leader in content creation, right? They want to probably be the best creators in this specific category. So these things will help them to do that. Again, we really need to start to think about why this is a win-win situation for your brand, also for the seller. It's all about win-win in this case when you think about affiliates. Okay, finally, and at this stage, you're targeting 10%. 10% of all your affiliates should be in this category, which is essentially the top 10% of the best performing creators, right? And I think 10% is a very optimistic case. Usually in a real scenario, probably only the top 5% or less than top 5% of your creators will actually be deemed as top performers. But so at this stage, right, this is essentially the best performing creators. These are the people who are driving the most amount of growth, the most amount of GMV for your brand. And what we do is, you need to give them VIP service. They get personal contact. They get your numbers. They are on WhatsApp messaging you directly, right? You as the brand. Even better, you are the brand owner. They should have your contact information. They get their questions answered immediately, right? If they have a question about the product, about the promotion, about anything, they should be getting that question directly to you, and you will be able to address them also immediately. And also, third, priority access to everything, right? These creators, they are part of the brand now, right? Like, if you have seen all these hugely successful TikTok Shop brands, the way that they're doing it is like, they are growing as these creators grow. So these creators are essentially now literally part of the brand. So brands can't 100% all rely on the agency to do. The brands need to be involved in this process, where the brands, I don't know if it's gone too big, but hey, if you're committed to do this, like as the founder, as the CEO of the brand, you should be getting these creators' numbers. You should create a iMessage group, and you should send them messages, right? And if they want to call you, you should pick it up, right? And I know not all these things necessarily are happening today, and probably most brands will say no to the things I just outlined here. But again, right, repeating what I just said earlier. There are brands I know are already doing it and they are seeing insane growth. And if you're not, that's probably why you aren't, right? So all these things have there are two sides to everything. So I'm just showing you the right way and the best way that I have seen sellers do this. So the goal again here is you want to build this business now with your creators. You need to share the vision. You need to share the excitement. You need to share where you want to go with these creators. So this is the entire funnel, right? This is the entire journey you need to go through as a seller. Go from sampling creators, sampling products to creators, to all the way down to creators that are driving meaningful sales GMV for your shop. And I wanted to leave and end this video with essentially this concept of funnel, right? Everything is a funnel. Marketing is a funnel. This is also a funnel again because you're just like going narrow and narrow and narrow to the end where you have this literally the most tie-in, the key cohort of creator group that you wanted to engage and you wanted to work with super closely with. So this is where magic happens, right, on TikTok Shop, and this is how affiliates, sellers are able to scale super successfully. It's a ton of work, right? It's not going to be the overnight success that you're looking for. And also, to be pretty honest and transparent, this will feel a little bit different from what you probably have done on Shopify, on Meta, on these other channels, because this sort of feels like you are a talent management, right, business. But that is essentially what this is, right? Because you're dealing with people, you're dealing with creators, you're dealing with, not just ads, you're not dealing with machine. And this is, I think, the piece that, quite frankly, I think a lot of D2C, the digitally native brands probably are gonna have a ton of trouble dealing with because this is just not part of their DNA. And we are starting to see some of these brands are starting to play catch up and can't really quite evolve or adapt to this model. But if you're watching this video and you want to commit to being also successful in the next decade of commerce, you need to start doing this, right? This is, I think, the central piece of social commerce or this affiliate-led environment where this is all it is. And many brands are starting to use this playbook to scale super fast. So if this video is helpful, drop a like. I will continue to do more videos on this topic. So I'll see you guys in the next one.